Well, there he sits, huddled by his fire, dreaming his dreams that he's dreamed before. Just watching those sparks drifting up to heaven, and watching his hopes drift away like smoke. Just look at those sparks drifting up to heaven, seeking a place among the stars. Do you think sparks dream of being stars? And if they do they know they're fools? He drifted to town some years ago with the first fall snow. He spoke of the circuit and all the bulls that he'd rode, but the bulls that outdone him, and all he'd wound up with was broke bones and handfuls of dirt. And if you'd had his dreams, you'd know how that must have hurt. So just let him be a broke down old cowboy. Just let him dream worn out old dreams. He's tall in his tales, where he was quicker than most. And if you had known him then, you'd know he's not one to boast. Just look how he walks when he sees a lady. Straightens right up, tips a hat to those near. And look at the kids 10 steps behind him, whispering things they think he can't hear. But if you could see his eyes, you'd know he damned well hears. So just let him be broke down old cowboy. Just let him dream his worn out old dreams. He's long in the tooth, yeah, he's bent, frail and fragile. But if you had known him then, you'd know he might speak the truth. We've all got our dreams that we carry around. Some dreams go with us right into the ground. Sparks turn to ashes, and cowboys meet their matches, and the quickest, they don't always win. But dreaming's your first step. One step's where journeys begin. So just let us be broke down old cowboys. Just let us dream our worn out old dreams. We're tall in our tales, where we were so damned much quicker than most. And if you had known us then, you'd know we're not the type of people who boast. The wind was hot and the sun was hard, and I was beaten, my mare was tired, and the fence line I was riding stretched forever. My mind drifted off and back to Carmela and her heart of black and the things that she'd said to me yesterday. So when the boss sent me out checking fences, I was glad, 'cause I knew that it meant that I could spend some time out all alone. I wiped the sweat that stung my eyes, looked up and I realized that I was coming up on the south windmill. The concrete tank stood there beside the water trough that it supplied. When the trough was full, the mill could keep on pumping and pumping and pumping and pumping. So we drank deep from the shallow trough, and wetting my hair gave me the thought that a swim in that big tank might cool me down. So I shucked my duds and hung them on the fence, climbed the wires to reach the rim, pulled myself on up and jumped right in. The water was cool down underneath, but deeper than I thought it'd be. There was no ladder and the walls were slick with moss. Sure enough, I got cooled down when I found I had no way out, and the thought of a rat in the feed bin chilled my blood. Well, at first I laughed at the fix I was in, then my troubles all sank in. Without some help, I was there to stay. I screamed and clawed to no avail, till dignity and voice had failed. I wore my fingers down on those damn walls, and I marked the time with the windmill shade passing across my mossy grave, and the cows coming to water twice a day. Lightning strike or rattlesnake or barroom fight would do me in, not some Mexican rose. The fact is I was hot and dumb, struck stupid by the sun and love. So on the one hand, I guess she played her part. Through all that time I cussed her lots, but I cussed myself the most because I had not looked before I'd left. Now overhead an eagle soars, and I smell rain coming from the north. I wonder if she'll even shed one tear, just one tear, over me, just one tear, over me.
I left Carlsbad, New Mexico, headed for that Texas line. Through the Badlands and the desert down below, to where the Guadalupe Mountains touch the sky. Well, I was running close to empty, thought I'd call it a day. Pulled my truck off on the shoulder, at a place called the Nickel Creek Cafe. Well, I was weary from traveling, and I had no place to stay, when by chance, well, I came across an oasis at the end of the day, called that Nickel Creek Cafe. Well, I heard music through the screen door, a soft Spanish melody took me back to a place I'd been before, as I wandered in and found myself a seat. Well, I got lost in a feeling, one I hadn't felt in years, spinning tales with the locals over homemade enchiladas and a beer. Well, I was weary from traveling, and I had no place to stay, when by chance, well, I came across an oasis at the end of the day, called that Nickel Creek Cafe. Jack Kincaid is the owner. He runs the place with his wife Jo, selling propane to the truckers who haul it off to Juarez, Mexico. There's not much business in the springtime, just the neighbors dropping in. As I left out for El Paso, well, I wondered when I'd pass this way again. I was weary from traveling, and I had no place to stay, when by chance I came across an oasis at the end of the day, called that Nickel Creek Cafe.
Let's have a hand for that young cowboy.